Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna be making whale as fruits. I'm gonna make them as a lemon, a strawberry, and also a watermelon. I'm using 5-ply milk cotton yarns, 3mm hook, scissors, 5mm plastic ice, stitch marker, and also a glue gun. So basically, we're just gonna use the same pattern for all the fruits. What makes them different is the color. So we're gonna use yellow for the lemon, we're gonna use red for the strawberry, and we're gonna use red, white, and green for the watermelon. And I'm gonna use the watermelon as an example for this video because there will be a changing of color. We're gonna start with a magic ring. We're gonna wrap the yarn around the finger. There will be 2 lines. We're gonna hook under the first one and hook over into the second one. Let go of the left finger and finish with a chain. That's a magic ring. Next, we're gonna make a single crochet. So for single crochet, we're gonna insert the hook into the ring, yarn over and pull out the yarn over again and pull it out from both of the loops. That's 1 single crochet. Since we need 6 for this row, we're gonna make 5 more. When you're done making 6 single crochet, you can just pull the yarn to close the hole. And now for the second row, we're gonna be making increase stitch. For increase, we're gonna make 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So I'm gonna make my first single crochet. Then I'm gonna insert a stitch marker as a mark for the beginning of the row. Then I'm gonna make another single crochet in the same stitch as the first one. We're gonna continue making increase stitch until the end of this row, and the total should be 12 stitches. Now for row 3, we're gonna be making a single crochet and an increase. So I'm gonna start with making a single crochet first, and then on the next stitch, I'm gonna make an increase stitch. We're gonna continue this pattern until the end of this row, and the total should be 18 stitches. Moving on into the 4th row. In this row, we're gonna be making 2 single crochet and an increase. So I'm gonna start by making 2 single crochet first. Then I'm gonna continue with an increase on the next stitch. Repeat this pattern until the end of this row, and in the end there should be 24 stitches. Now if you're making strawberry or lemon, you can just do single crochet until you reach the end of row 7. But if you're making watermelon, you're gonna make single crochet until the end of row 6, and then we're gonna change the color after that. Before finishing the last stitch for the 6th row, we're gonna change the color of the yarn. So we're gonna grab the white yarn and we're gonna insert it into the loops. And we're gonna make a single crochet first in the next stitch. And since we no longer need the red yarn, we can just cut it off. Then tie the white yarn and the red yarn together to secure both yarns. Now using the white yarn, we're gonna continue with single crochet until the end of row 7. Before finishing the 7th row, we're gonna change the yarn into a green one. Just like the previous row, we're gonna insert the green yarn into the loops. And we're gonna make a single crochet first on the next stitch. And to secure the green yarn, I'm just gonna tie it into the white yarn. And since we still need the white yarn for the later part, we're not gonna cut the white yarn. Next for the tail, we're just gonna use the front loop only. So instead of inserting the hook all the way into the stitch, we're just gonna go into the middle part of the stitch and then make a slip stitch. We're gonna continue with 5 chains. We're gonna skip 2 chains And then starting from the third chain, we're just gonna be making half double crochet. For half double crochet, we're gonna wrap the yarn around the hook. We're gonna insert it into the loop, yarn over and pull out the yarn. There will be 3 loops on your hook. We're gonna yarn over and pull it out from all of the loops. That's half double crochet, and we're gonna be making another half double crochet for the next 2 chain. When you're done, you can just make a slip stitch on the same stitch. Then we're gonna repeat the same pattern for the second half of the tail. So we're gonna start with 5 chains. Skip 2 chain. Then starting from the third chain, we're gonna make half double crochet until the end of the chain. When you're done, make another slip stitch on the same stitch. And then we're gonna continue with single crochet for the next 5 stitches. And for the fin, we're also gonna use the front loop only. So we're gonna start with a slip stitch. Then we're gonna continue with 3 chains. We're gonna skip 2 chains. And on the third chain, we're gonna be making 2 double crochet. So double crochet is similar to half double crochet, but instead of pulling out the yarn from all the loops, we're just gonna pulling it out from the first and the second loops, yarn over again and pull it out from the rest of the loops. We're gonna make another double crochet on the same chain. Then we're gonna make a slip stitch on the same stitch. We're gonna continue with making single crochet for the next 11 stitches. We're gonna make the second fin and the pattern is the same, so we're gonna start with a slip stitch first. And then we're gonna continue with 3 chains. We're gonna skip 2 chains, and on the third chain we're gonna make 2 double crochet. Finish with a slip stitch. Then we're gonna continue with single crochet for the next 4 stitches. Before finishing the 8th row, we're gonna change the color into white. We're gonna do the same for the strawberry and the lemon one. And you can cut the green yarn since we no longer need it. And we're gonna continue with single crochet, but this time we're gonna use the back loop only. Since we used the front loop to make the tail, now we're gonna use the back loop to make the single crochet. Continue with single crochet back loop only until the end of this row. And for the fins, you can also use the back loop to make single crochet. Also, I'm just gonna tie the green yarn just to make sure that it is secure. And for the eyes, we're just gonna place it between row 6 and row 7, 4 stitches apart. Moving on into row 10. In this row, we're gonna start making decrease stitch. We're gonna start with making 2 single crochet first. And then for a decrease, we're just gonna insert the hook into the front loop of the next stitch. And do the same thing to the stitch next to it. Yarn over and pull the yarn out. Yarn over and pull it out from both of the loops. So we're gonna continue this pattern to single crochet and a decrease until the end of the row, and there will be 18 stitches in total. Now for the last row, we're gonna make a single crochet and a decrease. So I'm gonna start with a single crochet first, and then I'm gonna make a decrease stitch. We're gonna repeat this pattern until the end of this row, and the total should be 12 stitches. When you're done, you can go ahead and insert the stuffing. Cut the yarn and we're gonna close the hole. So we're gonna insert the yarn into the front loop of the next stitch. And we're gonna continue doing that until the end of the stitches. Then pull the yarn really tight to close the hole. Don't forget to weave in the ends and you're done with the body. To complete the look, you just need to add black stripes using black yarn to act as watermelon seeds. Don't forget to weave in the ends and you're done making the watermelon wheel. As I said before, for the lemon we're just gonna use the same pattern as the watermelon one, but we're just gonna use yellow for the body and white for the base. And now I'm gonna teach you how to make the leaf. We're gonna start with a slip knot. Making slip knot is similar to making magic ring, but instead of finishing with a chain, we're just gonna pull the yarn on both sides. That's a slip knot, and we're gonna continue with 6 chains. We're gonna skip the first chain and we're gonna start on the second chain. On the second chain, we're gonna do a slip stitch. And on the next chain, we're gonna make a half double crochet. Continue with double crochet on the next chain. We're gonna make another half double crochet on the next chain. Then on the last chain, we're gonna make another slip stitch. And that's how to make the leaf. If you want to sew the leaf into the wheel, you can leave a long tail for sewing. But since I'm just gonna glue it with a glue gun, I'm just gonna cut it short, weave in the ends and glue it on the top of the wheel. For the strawberry wheel, we're just gonna use the same pattern as the watermelon one, but we're gonna use the red yarn. And now I'm gonna teach you how to make the leaf. For the leaf, we're just gonna start with a magic ring and 5 single crochet. And for the second row, we're just gonna start with a slip stitch on the next stitch. We're gonna continue with 4 chains. We're gonna skip the first chain, and starting from the second chain, we're gonna make single crochet for each chain. We're gonna make a slip stitch on the same stitch. Then make another slip stitch on the next stitch. We're gonna repeat the pattern, so we're gonna make 4 chains. Skip the first chain and starting from the second one, make single crochet 3 times. Finish with a slip stitch on the same stitch. We're gonna make this 3 more times, so there will be 5 in total. When you're done, this is what it's gonna look like. And if you want to sew it into the body of the wheel, you can just leave a long tail for sewing. But since I'm just gonna use a glue gun to glue it, I'm just gonna cut it short and weave in the ends. Also, don't forget to add the white stripes to make it look more like strawberry. And that's it for the video, guys. Comment what should I make next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!